Hello guys, so I want to show us how to cut an overbust corset, or what some people call the Victorian corset. So first you're going to have your shoulder line, then you're going to have your shoulder to chest line. Now whenever you're making an off shoulder garment, always reduce your chest line measurement by 1 inch. Okay, so if you use 9 normally, you reduce it to 8, and anyhow you want to apply it to your own measurement. Okay, so I'll show that to my bust point, then shoulder to my underbust, then shoulder to the waist length. Okay, so once you've done that, the next thing you want to do now is to mark. You want to mark the half of your across back. So I'm using 7. You mark the same thing on the chest line. Okay, then still on the chest line, you're going to mark quarter of your bust circumference measurement. Okay, then on my waistline, I'll be marking quarter of my bust circumference. Yes, I said bust circumference. Okay, so I'll just link it together to the chest line like that. The next thing, I'm going to link the chest to the shoulder line. Okay. So now I'm going to mark half of my bust span. Bust span is your nipple to nipple measurement. So mine is 8. Then unfold to give me 4. So I'll go ahead and join the 2 points together like this. So once I do this, I'm going to determine the depth of my neckline. So we'll just walk around between 9 and 10, okay, because it's really deep. But if you don't want your own to be this deep, just walk around what is okay by you. So I'm doing 9.5. Then I will quickly draw a regular neckline, okay, just to get the mid shoulder. So I'll just mark 3 inches on my neckline. I'll mark 1 inch on my shoulder slant, okay. Then I'll get my shoulder slants. Now this is an off shoulder, but we need the shoulder slant to be able to like get the mid shoulder. Okay, so this is my mid shoulder. So that's like 2 inches mid shoulder. Then I'll just draw a dotted line to my bust point. Now, if you're already an expert, you might not need to do this actually, but for people that are just learning, you need to link it to the mid shoulder, okay, because the busts, that line should flow out to the mid shoulder. Okay, so if my neck depth is 9.5, from the shoulder, this part can be around probably 7 inches. We just need to know, the height of the neckline, and then before it goes down again. So from here, I'll just, like draw my neckline. You can use your curve to do this, okay? So you can see that that shoulder line we did was just a guide, okay? And then you take it towards the armhole. So it's not a tube, it's an off shoulder. It's just very off, okay? So yeah, this is how the neckline will look like. Then this is my bust point here, okay. So now to blend the bust area, so usually you could just do 1.5 on both sides of the line. You could do 0.75 on both sides of the line, okay. But I will be doing ½ inch on this side because I don't want it to get to the armhole too much, okay. Then here I'll just do 0.75 on this side here, okay. So the essence of this is by the time you put on the blouse top, it's fitted and there's no gaping, okay. And then you want to mark 1 inch above the bust point and below the bust point too. So you can see, and then you're blending it towards the neckline, okay. So now coming to the waistline now. Now remember we marked quarter of the bust measurement on the waistline. So what we want to do now is quarter of the bust is 9.5 and quarter of my own waist is 7.5. So the difference between quarter of my bust and waist is 2 inches. You have to find a difference for your own. So the measurement is not fixed, it depends. So mine is 2 inches. So I could do 2 inches on one side of the dart, or I share it and do 1 inch on both sides. The whole idea is to take the 2 inches out. Okay, so I'll just mark 1 inch here and 1 inch on the other side. Okay, then On the underbust line, I'll mark 1/4 of an inch, and on the other side, okay. Or you can measure quarter of your underbust measurement and do the same thing and subtract it from quarter of the bust too, and then remove the difference as the dart. It's the same process. Okay, so I hope that made sense. I hope I didn't confuse anybody. So I'm just connecting it. So you can see that I didn't connect it to the bust point. I'm connecting it to 1 inch after the bust point, so that when you finish sewing, the bust area or the nipple area is not having this pointy edge. Okay, so I'm just blending, like this, and on the other side, it's my French curve. Okay, and I also want to blend the on the bust area like this. Okay, and here too. So if you watch the tutorial I did on the princess bustier, the way I placed that was a bit different. So you can still use that for this tutorial. It's the same thing. So let's check the waist measurement now. This is 3, and then minus that, you can see. So all I have now is 7.0. So now I want to blend the armhole out properly, because it's not a tube, it's an off shoulder. It's just very off. So this is the curve of the neckline blending into the armhole. Okay, so next thing, I'm going to impede my bust dart. So for this blouse, I'm going to be in my bust dart 1 inch. That's the distance between the bust point and the underbust. So my bust dart is 1 inch wide. Okay, so it's just to give the bustier more shape. Okay, now yeah, this is the bust dart. Now next thing, we're going to quickly draft the back, which is very simple. So this is my center back line. From the center back line, this is on my chest line, I'll mark quarter of my bust circumference measurement, and I also mark half of my across back. On the shoulder line, half of my across back. Then on the waistline, slightly different, I'll mark quarter of my bust, my waist, which is 7.5. Then I'll add 1 inch for that intake, making 8.5, if that makes sense. Then I'll just link it together. Then if you notice, I didn't put any seam allowance. Okay, so the seam allowance will be added on all the patterns when you're cutting it on the fabric. Okay, so I'm just linking the shoulder and chest lines together. Now I'll mark half of my bust span on the chest line and on the waistline. Okay, then I will link it together. Okay, so I just keep going back and forth because of people that are new to bustier and all of that. Then I'll mark half inch on both sides of the line on the waistline to get the dart intake. Okay, so you can see that the dart intake at the back is different from how we did in front. There's no bust at the back, so no need for too much drama. So I'm just going to link it together like that to the chest line. So this is our dart intake. Then the off shoulder, it has to be the same with the back at the front. So if you notice, for the front, from the shoulder shoulder line, it's 7 inches for the off shoulder, as in to where the neckline stops. So same thing for the back, I'll mark 7 inches. Okay, and then I'll just draw like the curve of the armhole for the back, just to serve as a guide for us. So this is the curve of the armhole for the back pattern, and then this is where my 7 inches mark stops. Then I can just link it to my chest line. So for the back, if the back is not, if it's not low enough, you can still take it down. It depends on you. Okay, so I'll just extend the dart leg for the back. Okay, and that's all. And then obviously this is going to be a laced dress. Of course, most corset dresses are laced up and all of that. So what you want to do is you take 2 inches at least from the center back line. So just take 2 inches away on the chest and waistline. You can do more than 2 inches, please. It's an example. Some people do as much as 3-4 inches and then they lace up the back. So we're cutting out that part, and then you want to label. So this is B1 and B2. Okay, and also draw your arrows so that you don't make a mistake. Okay, so don't forget you add your seam allowance when you are cutting on fabric. So here is the back pattern. I'm just cutting it out like this. Okay, So for the lace part, that's a different tutorial entirely. I want to start a series on Facebook where when you subscribe to my page, okay, you get exclusive content. So I'll be showing sewing tips and tutorials. Just check the page, okay, for details. Okay guys, so I'm just still cutting out. I'm still cutting out. So this is the front pattern here, and if you look at the picture, it's a back corset. Now let me say something quickly. Most people always ask, how come the front is longer than the back? I forgot to mention that the pattern, the front bodice is 18 inches and the back is 17. Okay, so the reason is because we have a bust dart on the front. Okay, so if the front waist length is 18 and the back is 17, how do we match up? So by the time I close the bust dart, which is 1 inch, okay, by the time I close it up, it will become equal with the back. Okay, same thing. If your bust dart is going to be 2 inches, it means if your front waist length is 18, your back will be 16. So when you close it up, it becomes equal. Can you see that? Yeah. So that's the reason why the front is always longer than the back. Okay. And then once you use the bust dart, it closes up. But you can use your own basic bodice pattern if you want to. You know, it's not compulsory to use this basic bodice pattern or this method. There are several methods of cutting a basic bodice pattern. Okay. So I'll just close it up with my sellotape like this, and then I'll close this waistline temporarily just for us to be able to get the basque pattern. Okay, so you get another paper like that, you place this on top, you sellotape it down, and then you take note of the original waistline, okay, which is where the marker stops, okay, which is here. So now for the basque pattern, depends, you can come down as low as 3, you can do 4, some people do more than that, but let's just do 4 inches, okay. Then I'll use my French curve to link it to the side seam like this. So you can make it a bit curvy, you can make it sharp, you can make it V, whatever. Okay, so just link it like this, and you're going to cut out. Okay, so you cut out like this, and then you can now separate the pattern like this. Okay, so you can now divide the side pattern into 2 again, and then you label the pattern. So you have F1, F2, F3, and make sure you draw the arrow space. Is very, very important so that you don't mix up the patterns when you're sewing or when you're cutting it on the fabric. So this is how it's going to look like. So you have a boning channel on the center front where you have the bust span line, the third channel, and in the back. Okay, so it's a very, very easy and simple tutorial. The main thing is the sewing. So if you find this video helpful, kindly give it a thumbs up, leave your comments and your reactions, and do not forget to like, subscribe, share, follow. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.